After years of development and teasers, Oppo has just launched its first commercial foldable smartphones, the Oppo Find N. Unlike rival foldable products, Oppo has opted for a much more compact sub 6-inch closed size. But the question is, has it finally nailed the perfect flexible form factor? Here in this video, you should stick around for all the specifications and other ins and outs. In this video, I want to talk about my first impressions of the Oppo's new foldable after spending a few hours with it. As a side note, it is also my first hands-on experience with any foldable smartphone, and I certainly have high hopes that this phone feels like a finished product. Hey yo, what is up guys, it's your boy Kurita back with another video, and today guys, in this video we're gonna talk about the Oppo Find N. So anyways guys, before we go into this video, can we hit some likes on this video? Just hit it, just do it, just smash it. Anyways guys, let's get into this video. Oppo has worked on 6th generation of foldable smartphones over the past 4 years, but this is the first to make it past the prototype state. The company states that it didn't feel these products were quite ready for the mass market, as the timely and tech weren't quite right. Well, that extra time has clearly been well spent, is immaculately designed and feels every bit a phone built for daily use. There's a metal frame running around both the display and the camera housing, accompanied by a plush soft anti-fingerprint back. It's incredibly stylish for a smartphone, let alone a foldable. Definitely isn't a prototype, at least authentically. My only gripe about the design is that the inner bezel are a little thick and cheap looking than the outside of the phone. Importantly, for a foldable hang to feel robust, Oppo sent its ranked for an assignment with TUV, which said it's built to last at least 200,000 folds. That's enough to open and close the display more than 100 times a day, every day for the next 5 years. There's a wide metal spine that corrects width to avoid adding gap between the display when closed. Everything is nice and flush with no obvious grips for dirt and dust to find your way on the display side, although there's a small gap between the spine and panel to allow for movement. Unlike the Galaxy Z Fold 3, however, there is no official water resistance on offer, though Oppo has suggested that this phone will survive what splashes of water. The front and back panel of the phone wraps around this center spine with satisfying grip when fully open. There's a slight spring-loaded action when display is almost fully open, which is a bit of nuisance if you don't want the phone to quite fully open, although the display will hold its position firmly between 50 and 120 degrees. I'd recommend using the phone in the foldable fashion though, as the display takes on a notable tilt that impacts visibility. 7.1-inch 120 HD LPTO inner panel looks fantastic. There's plenty of screen real estate for running 2 apps side by side or when using the floating window. Upon closing, you'll see that the display crinkles slightly into 2 places rather than one due to the hang design. While there is no obvious crease right now, it will be interesting to observe how this design holds up over the many weeks and months of continuous use. The 5.48-inch 68Z outer display is definitely not as swanky as for the inner panel, but it's perfectly serviceable and far more traditional than say the Galaxy Z Fold 3 accurately tall and thin front-facing display. I actually wasn't convinced about the phone's small size at first, having become accustomed to the 6.5-inch panels. It's not a display I'd personally want to spend much time browsing on the web, but that's what the inner panel is for. The Oppo Find N compact front design is perfect for checking emails and sending messages, exactly the sort of thing you'll need the phone to do when you quickly pull it out of your pocket. However, I'm impressed with the build quality and design of the Oppo Find N. It's every bit as good in hand as many other premium smartphone I've used for this year. I'm still experimenting with the Find N software, but I'm not quite convinced Oppo has nailed this part of the formula quite as well. It doesn't help that some features and apps haven't been translated from Chinese, although this is the launch market, so we'll overlook that for now. The Oppo Find N runs a standard of colors OS 11 based on Android 11 with a few foldable specific tweaks. The most useful is the dual window, which splits the display in half to use two apps side by side with a simple dual finger swipe down middle of the screen. This works very well, and though there is a slightly delay when entering this mode, performance feels solid. App support is mostly very good, although a few of Oppo's own apps such as camera and phone app don't work with this feature. You also can position the window on the top of one another when turning the display, which would be a nice feature for watching videos and doing something else at once. Floating window is another handy way to multitask if you want to use a larger display to full potential. You can quickly pinch an app down into small size using 4 or 5 fingers. Sadly, once again, not every app works in this mode, which limits the usefulness and makes me less inclined to experiment with it. You also can't enter dual window when there's a floating window present, which is somewhat annoying if you can only store one app to use a floating window at once. So it's not as powerful as a setup as the Samsung's Edge panel. One particularly neat feature is the option to show a camera preview on the front display, allowing your friends and family to get themselves in the frame and pose as they wish. A few of Oppo's apps such as contact messaging also leverage the larger screen size by positioning options side by side to make better use of this space. Sadly, features like notifications aren't organized in the way as such as the overall experience still feels like a traditional smartphone with big screen feature bolt on rather than a completely seamless experience. I asked Oppo about the possibility of Android 12 coming to the Find N, but since the software isn't commercially available yet, Oppo isn't sure if it will support Google Big Screen OS implementations. This is unfortunate as the phone would definitely benefit from some of the more seamless large screen features heading our way with the L. What I do know is that the phone will receive an update to Android 12 in the not too distant future. So very soon it will update to Android 12. I've only spent a short time with the Oppo Find N, but can definitely see the phone potential. Oppo seem to have solved most of the hardware issues that I've come across to associate with early foldables, such as display creases. However, after a shortly time first outing with a foldable phone, I'm still not convinced the form factor offers a big enough departure from traditional smartphone to justify the sleep investment and other issues just yet. At least not until the software comes along to streamline the app's experience. Of course, there's no matter of availability too. The phone is launching exclusively in China, although Oppo has it high on potential European release, as it's given no firm commitment or time frame or if or when this might happen. And at 7,999 yen, that's in Chinese dollar, and 1,210 up to 8,999 yen, I'm still not sold on the value position. I'm still not sold on the value proposition of the Find N, especially now that Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 3 costs only $999, putting the foldable firmly to mainstream flagship territory. So anyways guys, we've come to the end of our video for today. If you guys like this video, please smash that like button down below. Also please subscribe to this channel and let me know what do you guys think about the Oppo Find N. So anyways guys, before as we normally said, have no rest until you're the best. It's me, your boy Cortec. Peace out.